questions asked and answered. When somebody asks a question, you should respond to them. And you got to watch pretty much the same standard format. Use memos, letters, emails. You try to use the same medium that they presented the question to you, and that way you can respond back to them. Sometimes you may need more than that, but you always have opening, body, closing. It's all standard. Use the memo sandwich. Positive, negative, positive, or sometimes positive, 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 but always have that opening. You want to make certain that you're asked the most important question with a polite command, state the main idea if you're going to be trying to get something out of somebody. So you're looking for something, be polite about it, explain the request, support what you said originally, and close with a specific action, and then express appreciation for them resolving that action. Writing a request, you really want to front load your message. By front loading, you're going to sit down and put down what you want right up front, the big idea first. And then the body is going to support it by having additional details, and then close with appreciation and a call for action. To respond to the request like that, summarize the main information in your reply. A subject line is optional in letters. Okay, start directly with a response to the request. We've considered your thing and are accepting the conditions with the following different things for our to do it. Or we're rejecting your thing because of the following. Get right into it off the bat and then provide additional information and details, and then conclude with remark, summary, or offer further assistance. Respond. Don't leave people wondering what's going to happen. Welcoming comments. We all say it, but a lot of people really don't want to have the comments. I had a couple of things. I had a really bad experience at one institution, and they sent me a review, and they want to know about my visit. I told them about my thought on the visit. I've never once received a response from them. Another one did. They sent out the survey. I told them I was really disappointed because of this, and they responded back. And they actually tried to fix the problem. Now, that's kind of a really good organization to pay attention to, because that really is what we should be doing. Customer reviews, there are opportunities for savvy business to improve their product or service. They should watch them. About 75%, it's a big number, of consumers expect the business to respond to social media questions or complaints on the same day. Now, frankly, sometimes if you ask a question and you're challenging a longstanding policy, the people can't respond within 24 hours, but everybody wants that. Sometimes people want a response within an hour. Yes, we want it immediately. You evil, nasty person, you kept me waiting 5 minutes, 5 whole minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm going to miss one of my television programs, or I'm going to miss something on YouTube. TikTok is, yes, we're like that, and that's where we're at pretty as a society, not just in America, but across planet Earth, it seems like. Adopting best practices, respond to posts only when the businesses can add value to the post. So guidelines for customer comments on social media: be positive, be transparent, be honest, be timely, be helpful. Now, you may be all of those things, and you may think you've done a fabulous job, but the person on the other end may not think that. They may think that this is a problem. You didn't do what I told you to do. Well, sometimes you're not going to do what they tell you to do. So just because you're all 5 of these things, don't think everybody's going to say, oh, thank you so much for rejecting my request. They may say other things in the process. So make certain that you do your very best to sit down and be positive on the response. I've had a couple of situations where somebody sat there, you call up a help desk, and what you ended up having is they apologize instantly. I'm sorry that you're having this difficulty. Now, I realize it's a text. I realize it's a script that they're reading from. But here's the reality: is it does soften the aspect of them trying to sympathize with the person on the other end of the line. I think it's a really positive way of dealing with it. They're not acknowledging that you did something wrong. Or they did something wrong. What they're acknowledging is your feelings. Feelings drive an awful lot of customer responses when they're actually going after that. And nowadays, people feel that when they don't get their way, even if it defies the directions or logic or common sense, it doesn't matter. They're going to complain anyway. So with that, try to open up with a positivity, feeling their emotions, letting them vent a little bit. Instruction messages are a little bit different. They should clearly explain how to complete a task. I had a computer, I had a frustration over it, so the guy sent me a step-by-step direction. And when they actually did what the directions said, it actually worked. So sometimes it actually works in the process. So when composing messages, here's the guidelines. Summarize the content of the message in the subject line, opening, explain the subject line, in the body, list the steps in order in which they can be carried out. Step 1, step 2, and you're better off, it's in order, you put a number in front of them. I really believe that is a positive way of doing it. And then at a closing, you want to request a specific action, summarize the message, and then have a closing thought. The most effective way is use command language. That really is the language of business, the active voice. With the imperative mood, okay? The imperative differs from indicative in that a request an action, whereas indicative describes a statement. So imperative is more of a command, says do it this way. Step 2, once you have completed step 1, you want to tell them what to do. You're not asking, you're not suggesting, you want to tell them, and that way you need to sit down and do that. Indicative, the contract must be signed immediately. Imperative, sign the contract immediately. Okay, they sound totally different as to how you say it. One's a command and one is a request. So make certain that you're using the right mood in the process of describing what you want to have done. Revising the message delivery instruction, provide clear explanations, itemize numbered steps. The numbering helps a lot. The least you put is bullet points. If you do paragraphs, people get lost in those paragraphs. So it's nice to sit down and think you're doing really good, your language is flowing, but they're still looking for direction as to what you want to have. Use parallel language if you can. If it's a matter of you have 3 words, 3 words, 3 words, and 3 different bullet points, that really helps a lot. And having that parallelism really is good. Watch your tone. We've never done it this way. Use that, avoid that you word. You is a direct attack at the person, and avoid making accusations. So questions asked and answered follow the same pattern of opening, body, close. If it's a matter of giving directions, use numbered points and use the imperative voice if you're giving directions on it. Otherwise, make certain you're using the imperative aspect for that, but the other one also making certain that you're always sympathizing with the person when you open up the conversation, and that really goes a long ways towards refreshing that emotional drain from them and letting them get down to the base facts. Questions asked and answered. Questions will always come up in the world of business, and a good business responds well. Take care.